The first thing you want to do is push this chain brake lever forward. And that ensures that we have the chain brake on and that the chain isn't going to spin once we start this. Second thing you need to do is identify if your saw has a decompression valve. My saw does have a decompression valve, so anytime the saw runs or starts to run a little bit, that decompression valve is going to pop out. Now, when that decompression valve is popped out, if I go to pull the pull start, there's going to be a lot of compression in the engine, and I'm really going to be fighting this pull cord to get the engine started. So by pushing this decompressor lever in, it allows us to easily pull this pull start, and trust me, once you make that mistake once, you'll never make it again. Next thing we need to do is go to the back control handle back here and take a look at this 4-position lever. Now this is really key. This is what you really need to understand. So in the top position, this is off. So when you're ready to shut off the saw, slide that lever up. O is off. Now if we go down one, that's the on position. So if this saw was really hot, if I ran it for an hour, just filled up the tank again in the middle of the summertime, in order to restart the saw again, I probably would just put it to I, which is the regular run position, and I should be able to start it right from there. Now, because it's cold out, I need to set this to full choke, and there's also a half choke. So what you need to do, take one hand, push down on the safety tab on the top, squeeze the lower trigger with a pointer finger, take your other hand and push the 4-position switch down to full choke, then release the trigger. So now we are ready to start pull starting this saw. So what you're going to do from here is you're going to pull this cord until you hear the saw burp. It's going to try to run a little bit, but it's going to stall out. Once that happens, we're going to hit the decompression switch on the top of the saw once. We're going to move this choke lever up to half choke and then pull, and then the saw will start. So let me do that now. All right, 6 pulls and that decompression valve just popped, so I'm going to push that back in. Set the choke to half choke, so I'm going to go up 1 notch. What I'm going to do from here is pull the pull cord until the saw runs. And once the saw starts to run, it's going to be running at pretty much full throttle. So what you need to do from there is squeeze this trigger a little bit, and look at what happens to the control lever here. It's going to go up 1 notch automatically by me squeezing the trigger. And what that's going to do, that's going to set the saw back to an idle. And then from there, we're just going to let the saw warm up for maybe a minute. It's important to let these small engines warm up. And then after it warms up for a minute, you can go out and go to work. So I'm going to set this back down to the half choke position. We'll fire the saw up.